Oh, what the God, Freddy, why do you hate me? I literally just set this couch back up because Jessica was like, I can't find my angle. Just threw everything. Yep, so I had to reassemble this.
How do you deal with her?
One day at a time.
I like that answer. One day at a time.
Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve.
My name is Arnes.
And today we're moving on to the next Heisei Godzilla movie, which is Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Or you may know as Mechagodzilla 2, 93, whatever. There's many names for this Mechagodzilla. I don't like Kiryu. Because Kiryu has... we don't talk about it.
Really?
Yeah, it's Mechagodzilla 3, Kiryu, whatever it says in that box.
I can't read that.
Over there. I also want to point out for this review, probably shouldn't be doing it because we were both super tired.
I've been up for 25 hours.
And I've had about 3 hours sleep in the past 2 days, so it's like, yeah, trying to adjust back to work. Sounds off. It's going to be great. But Titanosaurus is coming in. Especially shipped now.
We got some other stuff really, really early.
I had to get a hold of this one girl because I went somewhere. Went to buy these things. Found out that she bought the one thing I was missing out of the set. So I bought the rest of them and I have to get them off of her. So hopefully we'll be doing a video on that shortly.
Yeah, we're going to do unboxing. It's going to be fun, actually.
Yeah, it should be good.
Because I want to...
And I'll probably unbox Titanosaurus and hopefully Muda Warships.
Because I want to put all those small pieces together to make it one.
Shh. I'll give them clues. Anyways, moving on to the movie. If you guys haven't seen Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, that's what I'm going to call it. Just makes my life easier.
Yeah. I'll call it 93 Godzilla just to confuse them.
For the plot of the movie, the G-Force, which is a new institution built around defeating Godzilla, take the records of the Mecha King Ghidorah, just take the head, and from this head, they make
King
a new...
Ghidorah, God.
Sorry. And then from the head, they make the monster Mechagodzilla.
Not
sorry, they make Garuda. Garuda's a freaking failure, so they make Mechagodzilla.
I was about to say, never mind, he corrected himself.
Yep, so they're going to use Mechagodzilla to defeat Godzilla. But in the meantime, some oil workers? I'm trying to remember exactly what they were. Anyways, these guys.
People.
Find a prehistoric egg on an island. They find 2 of them. One's broken open. The other one is perfectly fine.
Ooh.
And then they also found some pterodon skeletons, you guys. And then guess what happens? Pterodon shows up, as in Rodan, which doesn't look like the bones.
No, it is
there.
Not even.
Like, not even close. They're
close.
like, hey, this island's sort of irradiated because it's like a nuclear dump site. And then I'm like, well, why are you guys here then?
That's one part
sounds dangerous.
That's one part of the movie I didn't understand. Like, when it came to that part, does that technically make, like, Rodan's kid?
No, it's actually, moving on to the plot. They find the egg. They take the egg off the island because Godzilla shows up, there's a fight, yada yada yada. They take the egg back to the mainland, find out that the egg's plants produce music, so they get the psychic kids to replicate the music, play for the egg hatches, find out it's a Godzillasaurus, and then there's the whole thing of the Godzillasaurus is Rodan's brother, then Godzilla wants to adopt it, but Rodan's trying to rescue it, and the Mechagodzilla is trying to stop everybody from doing that.
You forgot, like, one of the important parts. How Godzilla can always find it. They were psychically
linked.
Yeah.
It's only because he kept flashing the red egg, so Godzilla's like, oh no, I gotta go save him. So for the plot of this movie, for the most part, I enjoy this movie. Actually, when I was younger, I used to love this movie super hardcore.
But it went down a little bit.
Over the years, it's kind of depreciated. Because for me, I'm gonna say, and some people might give me some crap, but this is probably my second least favorite of the Heisei movies as of right now. Granted, I love the suits of this movie, which is probably the big focal point. And I also love how they shoot this movie. Especially with a lot of the fights where they actually do it from like the monster's perspective. So you actually get like, when like Rodan's on top of Godzilla trying to peck him, it's like you literally have like Rodan pecking at you. And they get some like really cool shots in this one.
I was going to complain about that part.
That part's awesome. But the one thing that kind of detracts from this movie is the kind of forced love story that's in this one. Because it seems like we have to have a love story in all of these ones. Because we have one in Mothra. We have one in King Ghidorah.
But
we have one in 1985.
But they were riding on top of that.
Yeah, that robot pterodactyl thing.
Yeah.
Baby Godzilla's like, you guys.
Oh, stupid.
And for that part, it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me because it went from guy goes to check out the egg and just kind of bees a creeper on this girl to, I guess they're dating?
He's like, hey.
It just happened?
How you doing?
Because he stole her plants? Because he's a thief? Oh yeah. So for me, that part kind of detracts from the movie. And it's pretty much just anything having to do with the baby Godzilla, which I still think the baby Godzilla is cute for the most part.
No, it's not, man. I think it's hideous.
Even though it's pretty much just used to just make sure that all the monsters kind of meet up in one spot.
Did you see that part when it started eating lettuce?
Well, they ate the girl's flowers.
Huh?
Well, they ate the one girl's flowers. Well, she's like, you bought me flowers? Eat them.
That was stupid. He's like, there's like a little piece of thing he's like doing these, and he's just like, and then one of the eye twitches. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's because it's realistic, man.
Yes, because that's exactly how you would do it,
Yeah, it's a herbivore. Even though he has teeth, sharp teeth, and very carnivore-ish features, like with clawed hands and feet and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. That's how,
That's how herbivores are. But again, rodent's a pterodactyl too, so whatever. Or pterodon. Sorry.
Yeah, you're about to get corrected over there from somebody.
Yeah, somebody that was just like, I'm waiting. I'm probably still wrong. I don't even know.
Like, see, I went into this movie expecting a lot. I was all hyped up. First 10 minutes I was all excited.
Oh yeah, the first 10 minutes of this movie is amazing with the background music and everything, just panning over Mechagodzilla, where it's like, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. You're just like, yes, yes.
I was like,
and then we get the baby Godzilla.
I was like, this part's exciting. Okay, this is what I'm expecting. It's going to be a horrible movie that's going to be really good. And it was like, and it just, boom, done. I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's the other thing I love about this movie too, is the music. It's so good. So good in this. It makes up for a little bit of the flaws that the plot has for me.
That was amazing. Like, the music, like, during the whole, like, montage Mechagodzilla thing was worth it.
Oh, it's amazing. So, for the plot, for me anyways, I still enjoyed this movie. Like, compared to some of the other heisei ones, I still actually really like this one. But for the average viewer that maybe hasn't seen any of the heisei Godzillas, it's not the one I would start with in terms of plots.
Definitely not.
But the thing I do love about this movie are the suits. Which first we have Godzilla, which is a new suit for this movie. Because this is more along the lines of the suit that we see for the rest of the film. For this one, Space Godzilla Destroyer.
Oh,
Destroyer,
sweet.
you have like the burning, but it's more or less the same kind of facial features.
I like this suit, so.
Yeah, it's really cool. It has like really nice facial expressions. Although during the movie, you see actually like a couple different versions. Because one of the water scenes is slightly different than the one you saw on land.
I was watching a fuzzy version of this, so I couldn't tell. Pretty sure.
I have it on DVD.
Pretty sure that was VHS quality.
I got a VHS too. I actually have like the Toho copy.
I couldn't tell if that was
really
a red
understand
beam
anything.
or orange beam or what color that was.
You're probably not wrong. Yeah, because Godzilla also gets a new beam in this movie too, which is really cool. So he goes from like the standard blue to the red, which we get to see more of later on in these other films too, which is really sweet.
I like how he got the beam. Yeah.
We're not going to talk about it because we're trying not to be super spoilery.
Yeah, exactly why I don't want to. Yeah.
Well, speaking of, we'll move on to Rodan, who got tiny. He's a very tiny kaiju in this movie.
Real tiny.
I also like how he like puts up a pretty decent fight against Godzilla when they first have their confrontation. He's like taking him out the knees and stuff and just pecking him in the face.
No, I was about to say that wasn't fight. It was just peck. It's like ugh.
Well, yeah. What else is he gonna do? He's got little bird wings, man. Can't use those for attacking.
Pick up a rock and throw it at him.
Yeah, I was like, we played the game. You guys watch the play Save the Earth. Rodan's got some moves.
Yeah.
But personally, for me, I still like the Showa Rodan a little bit more than the Heisei Rodan. This is because I always thought he was a little bit cooler because he's like definitely a little bit bigger and menacing, especially when compared next to Godzilla.
Yeah.
And when they were fighting, it definitely didn't seem very once. It was pretty much a nice back and forth when they were having their confrontation. While in this one, like, Rodan's getting its shots in, but you don't really feel like Godzilla is really in any danger.
Yeah, he didn't take any damage from that.
And then there's also another version, because you also get Fire Rodan, who I actually had the figure for. We did the review in Super Report Reviews. Whereas Rodan that has a heat beam, which is really sweet. It's pretty much the only difference between the standard Rodan in this movie and Fire Rodan is he's red. That's about it.
And he has a special ability.
Shooting fire out of his mouth.
Another one.
Moving on to Mechagodzilla. Can't talk spoilers, God. Now we got Mechagodzilla, which this may not be my favorite Mechagodzilla film, but I will have to say that Mechagodzilla 2 is my favorite Mechagodzilla. It's just growing up with it. I always loved the concept for the outfit, where it's not quite Godzilla in features. Like, there's enough there where it conveys Godzilla, but he has like the short little stumpy tail, and he's a little bit more like muscular and stuff. And I love all like the vent work and everything. Like, he's super like edgy 90s awesomeness. And he has a ton of sweet moves. Like, he literally shoots like electrical cables out of his arms, and electrocutes things, just beam out of his mouth, out of his eyes, out of his tummy.
Hey, that's my favorite move, belly button shot.
Yeah, where he actually can absorb Godzilla's atomic rays and shoot him out of his belly button.
You know what I really liked about him? Is when he does that transformation.
You mean where Garuda hooks to his back?
Yes.
Which is called Super Godzilla, by the way.
Yeah, every time
when
I seen that, only thing I can think of is just Power Rangers. You know how when that flying one pterodactyl just like combines with it?
I can't remember. I guess it's more like the movie, like when the Falcon Zord hooks on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me. As soon as I seen it, I was like, I get it.
Yeah, it's a very Japanese thing. Like, robots have to combine with other robots. It's just how this works. And that's even another bonus point. There's another form of Mechagodzilla in this movie. Like, everything just keeps evolving in this movie, and it's awesome.
Oh god, when he gets that part hooked up to him, he's just like, beams! Beams!
We'll get to that in a second. But the main reason why I always really love this one is mainly because of the Treadmaster action figures. Which I have one up there. We did a video of like my top favorite like non-Godzilla Kaiju toys, and that was higher up on the list. Actually, you know what? I'll just go get it. This guy right here, which is my Treadmaster Mechagodzilla, which is one of the only movie-accurate Treadmasters that we ever got. Like, some of them kind of had like slight similarities to what we had in the movies, and some I was super confused on. Like Biolante, because I did not know where that thing came from when I was a kid.
Treadmaster?
Yep, I was just like, cool giant plant monster, sweet. Then I saw the movie and fell in love. But then I saw this one where it was like, it's Mechagodzilla, and the only one I ever seen was the Showa Mechagodzilla, is the Godzilla vs. Cosmic Monster, which is what it was called back then, and also Terra Mechagodzilla. And this guy looks nothing like that. So initially when I got this figure, I was like, okay, it's cool. It's not exactly like Mechagodzilla, but I actually like this version a little bit better because I always thought it was like a neat little updated thing. And then I found out that this was actually like a legit thing.
From the movie?
Yep. And fell in love with this thing even more.
How old were you?
What was 94? And just in terms of design, like, granted, like, Kiryu's a little bit flashier, like, overall, but it's just like, I don't know why. He just reminds me of like a Megazord and stuff, so I just really love him. And then we have Baby Godzilla, which I actually have a vinyl of that guy too. Hold on a second. Which, the only reason I had to get this guy is because my wife was like, we need this in our life. I was A-okay on it, personally. I actually would have much rather had Godzillasaurus from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. But, still cool. I don't remember him being blue.
Maybe you're just colorblind.
Maybe. This guy's flippin' adorable. And in the movie is equally adorable.
No, it's not. I think stupid.
You're stupid. Baby Godzilla.
The suit is retarded.
This thing is so much better than Minya.
I think I prefer the retarded looking Minya. At least I know what it was. I was confused about that thing. At least I knew that was a midget in a suit.
This is why I always know we can never be friends. Only acquaintances. Yeah. Oh, that's a collectible, man. I'm sorry he hurt you, Baby Godzilla.
It's okay.
Anyways, I thought it was really cute.
No, I think that.
Granted, it's probably the most least interesting part of the movie for me, anyways, is usually involving this guy, but he kind of helps you through it.
No, he don't.
Totally does.
God, he has like few issues. Every time like he's on a screen, his eyes are like.
But yeah, he's a baby. All babies look stupid when they first come out. Yeah.
You can tell this from a guy who never had kids, so it's okay.
Moving on to the props and special effects, which are all super fantastic in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, it was like...
Were we watching the same movie?
Yeah, like all the beam effects are really cool.
Okay.
You get to see a lot of them.
Beam effects are cool.
A lot of them.
You notice the part when Mechagodzilla and that first spaceship they made combined? When it first comes at the back, like this is the size of Mechagodzilla, example, and this is the ship. And it's coming in and bam! Combines. Just like that.
It's like Transformers. Stuff changes sizes when you're transforming.
I
It's
swear,
how this works.
I swear to God,
It's literally science.
I swear to God, I thought it was the same technology as Jaguar. It can just grow big when it needs to.
Yeah, we're farther in the future, man. Stuff's more sophisticated.
Stupid.
Yeah, and they also had Mechagodzilla where he's flying around. You don't understand how the hell that thing's flying around.
God, that thing's gotta weigh so much.
Yeah, and it's only like propulsion is going forward. It doesn't have anything coming up from the undersection to keep it upright. And there's nothing aerodynamic about it, so it's literally only flying because it's thrusting so hard straight for. I'm really tired, and I just realized what I'm saying.
Steve likes to thrust it forward, you guys.
Oh yeah, that's how we make baby Godzillas. But for most everything else, like I really like the props. Like my major complaint about this is there's maybe too many beam attacks. Like really, other than like the first fight you have with Godzilla versus Rodan, there's some scuffles here and there because Rodan doesn't have any beam.
You know
moves.
what you just said?
What?
There's too many beam effects. That's like saying there's too many xenomorph in an alien movie.
It's also like saying that there's too many explosions in a Michael Bay movie.
Exactly. Like, God. You
Well,
are
there's
tired.
not a whole lot of confrontations in this. Because the only physical fight that you have in this is really with Rodan before I had the beam. Anyways. Because in the next fight, you have Godzilla. It's literally Mechagodzilla shooting some stuff at Godzilla. Godzilla falls over. Inside of Godzilla. And then Godzilla redirects it back towards him, knocks him over, walks off. There's your fight. Next fight. Blah, 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 blah. Knocks him over. And we're done with the movie.
Could have been worse. It could have been like 3 seasons of Goku waiting to get a spirit bomb. There's few scenes like when he's destroying the city, like you can tell it's just like Godzilla.
Oh, my favorite is like when you first see him destroy, like he's walking through the factory or the power plant, whatever it was, and like there's one explosion that's literally bigger than him, and it throws you off, or at least threw me off because he's like walking and it's just like off to the side.
Steve, you're not convincing them.
And then there's some little explosions here and there.
You're not convincing them that this is a good movie.
No, I still think it's a fine movie. But to conclude, I don't think it's the best in the Heisei series. Again, I would say it's probably, for the average viewer, it's probably the second worst out of the Heisei run anyways.
Yeah.
It's still really cool. Really good special effects. Really love the costumes. I like how it's shot. The music's epic. The only real thing that really drags it down for me is the sort of forced love angle that they have going on in the movie. And most of the stuff kind of involving this guy. Which is super adorable, but it kind of detracts from what's going on with the epicness of the Godzilla fights.
Because he's supposed to be one of the main points of this movie, and it's like, every time he's on,
well,
you're
he's
like...
the big point in the next movie.
Every time he's on, you're like...
And you're going, okay, we're back. So if you want to watch a movie with a lot of cool costumes, special effects, awesome music, and pretty decent fight scenes, then definitely watch Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. But if you're looking for the best of the Godzilla series has to offer, I'd maybe look to some of the other Heisei movies.
Definitely.
That don't involve Mothra.
We agree for once.
High five. What did you guys think of Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla? Please let us know in the comments section below. And help us defeat those guys by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today, and see you guys in the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.